SH Figuarts Tamashii World Tour Super Saiyan Son Goku was released in April 2023 as an event exclusive during Tamashii's World Tour event and retails for 7,000 yen or $70 US. This was made available only to people who physically attended the event. I bought my copy in Tokyo, Japan during the event way back in July, so yes, this comparison review is extremely late and I apologize, but for anyone who was still waiting for this review, it means the world to me that you came back just to hear me talk about a figure you probably know all about by now from other reviewers. In any case, let's dive right into it and see how this updated version compares to one of the greatest figures the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball line has ever produced. Now, I don't usually talk about the packaging, but this gorgeous piece of design I feel is worth mentioning. The moment I pulled it out of the standard brown shipping exterior that all exclusives come in, I was met with a beautiful glossy slipcover showcasing the figure in some very iconic first appearance Super Saiyan poses. And on the front, you can't get more iconic than this. It's Super Saiyan Goku performing the Kamehameha, and on the sides we get manga panel inspired poses, all beautifully recreated by the figure. And to finish it off, it's the Tamashii Nation's World Tour 15th anniversary logo. Didn't know they had been touring for 15 years, but apparently it's been that long. Sculpt wise, nothing has changed with the newer version, with every tattered, torn, shredded sculpted detail perfectly matching the original, right down to the little scratches on the pants and half-torn gi. Everything I loved about Warrior Awakening Goku is beautifully remolded with the same plastic feel and quality of a premium collectible. The joints feel smooth but firm, with only the lower thigh joints needing a little bit of breaking into. Yes, that's right, Goku has lower thigh joints, perfectly hidden within the sculpted pants, something I certainly forgot that this figure had, and something that feels a little odd at first when posing, especially how we're used to the standard upper thigh swivel. The event exclusive Goku is now decked out in a more vibrant color palette, sporting brighter blues and brighter oranges. Side note, something I sometimes feel is a conscious decision with Tamashii: give the original toned down colors with the intention of re-releasing it in the future with a more anime inspired deco. Either way, we have two distinct styles which both have their strengths. Warrior Awakening Goku comes from a time long past when shading was customary, the 1.0 body was being phased out, and painted details, even on hands, were still as common as insert something really common. I can't really think of anything right now. With the event exclusive, it's clean, distinct lines and brighter colored molded plastic to better represent the trending anime look Tamashii is currently going for. Personally, I don't think there's a clear winner, no matter what the internet says. I love the attention to detail of the original, but also embrace the more cohesive anime influenced aesthetics of the newer release. The original Warrior Awakening Goku had beautiful shading that further highlighted the musculature of the figure, whilst the exclusive focuses on the battle damage theme by giving us printed scars and scuffs on the upper body, arms and faces. Very similar to the SDCC event exclusive Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, none of this scarring is actually sculpted in, but gives off a more anime look to it with the bold, distinctive line work. For the head sculpt, the event exclusive has opted to go with a golden yellow, almost metallic gold, much like the many newer Super Saiyan releases we've seen in the line recently, and I have to say, it does remind me a little bit of the high grade and digital grade capsule toys. The faces also get an update with the new print style, battle damage on the right cheek and dark outlines around and above the eyes. The green pupils are slightly smaller and slightly angled up more towards the eyebrows. Whilst on the other hand, the original makes use of beautiful shading from orange to yellow in a matte finish. Awakening Goku was one of the figures back in the day to implement pad printing, and though we don't get the bold dark line work like the exclusive, the details are crispy clean. Both releases share the same facial expressions, 3 faceplates, with the only deviation being the updated printing style. Again, like the new deco, it's really down to personal preference. As you all know, I prefer the matte shading of the original, but I can definitely appreciate the stark contrast the gold hair brings to the exclusive. Alright, so let's take a look at the articulation, and it is basically the same as the original Awakening Goku. There really isn't any surprises going on here. It is pretty basic stuff in terms of a 2.0 body, but because of the unique sculpt, I feel that, you know, it's worth going through, especially for newer collectors. So let's have a look at the head. So Goku does move his head up pretty good. And he does move his head down a fair amount. Good for looking down on Frieza. We do have side to side swivel, and we do have left and right tilt as well. For shoulder articulation, we do have some pretty decent, well, decent enough butterfly joints that won't get the best reach, but you can still get Goku with some patience into some pretty good Kamehameha poses. And I feel the right shoulder is a little bit more limited because you do get that extra bit of sculpt work there on his chest with the torn up gi. No problems hitting those T poses. Very good, 90 degrees there. And we do have 360 at the shoulder. For elbows, it is double elbows, great range. Upper bicep swivel, nice and tight, but very smooth. And we do have swivels at the wrist, and of course, hinges as well. Now looking at the ab articulation, the upper and lower half ab section are broken up in two pieces, and it is a ball joint going on in there. You can extend the torso to give Goku some very good ab articulation. You do get a bit of a gap there, but it's not that noticeable. And he's got some great back muscles there. But that is some very good ab crunch going forward. Pretty good going back. Again, there is a bit of a gap there on the front, but I think definitely a good sacrifice for the amount of articulation you get there. Of course, we do have a swivel there at the waist, and the belt piece here is made from a softer plastic, so it doesn't get in the way, which is very cool. For leg articulation, splits about that much, going left and right, and because it is the 2.0 leg system, we get 180 degrees going forward and back. So with the Awakening Goku, and of course this updated version, he doesn't actually have an upper thigh cut, which I don't mind. Doesn't break up the sculpt like the regular 2.0 body molds, but we do get, I guess, a lower thigh cut, you can say, and that's present on both legs. And I think that's integrated really well because it, you know, it's sculpted in, it's hidden, especially with the left leg here. And you can't really tell at first glance that he's got articulation there. But that's an interesting bit of articulation for an older figure. But I think it works really well. We get double knees. His feet go down that much. Not too much going up. Your standard toe hinge. And not the best ankle pivot, but that's probably as far as you can get with his feet flat on the floor. So overall, some very decent articulation. More than enough to give you plenty of options to get Goku into some very dynamic poses. Again, it's going to be really interesting, and I will definitely do a comparison with the new version that's coming out next month. Very excited for that 3.0. But yeah, I'm still very much in love with this figure. Articulates well, poses well, looks fantastic. But there we have it. For hands, both releases come with the same set of hands, 2 fists, a pair of open palm blast hands, a set of fighting pose hands, 2 Kamehameha hands, and a pair of hands meant for this pose or whatever else your imagination can come up with. The biggest difference, of course, this time is the inclusion of a yellow Super Saiyan aura effect with the event exclusive. It's the original 3-piece aura effect Tamashii have been using and recoloring for quite some time now. But as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? It's not the most exciting accessory in the world, but it works and honestly feels a little incomplete without. So I did an archive review on the original Warrior Awakening Goku a little while back, just when this exclusive was first announced. If you want to go check out that review as well, I'll have the link popping up on the screen right about now and the link in the description. So this comparison feels even more relevant now that we have the new 3.0 version coming out in November, which is shaping up to be a hell of a figure. I truly can't wait for that new release, and I guess what the future holds for this line. I feel Tamashii are constantly revamping the line with more anime accurate sculpts, new engineering and materials. So the question is, do you still need this older and in some ways outdated version of the same character and form Tamashii are going to release in 2 months? For me personally, it's a definite yes. But for the casual collector, you might want to wait the 2 months. And I think the main reason I say that is because of the figure's exclusivity. The original Warrior Awakening was a regular release, and if that was still the case with this newer updated version, I'd be more inclined to recommend it. Still, as an avid collector and coming from an opinion that's more based on appreciating the older releases, I feel, and I've said this in my Warrior Awakening review, that this is the pinnacle of the 2.0 era. It was the first true 2.0 in the series and a bit of SH Figuarts history in my opinion. It's been 8 years and however many amazing releases since then, but I still hold high regard for this release and now the exclusive as well. Will the new 3.0 outclass, outshine and outdo this figure in every way possible? Yeah, probably, but I like to have a little reminder of how we got there. The original was a classic, and this, my friends, is a remastered edition. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know some of you were really spurring me on to do this review, so thank you to all of you who waited this long just to watch me review a figure that's been, out for quite some time now. There's still a lot more reviews to come with Guts and Third Form Frieza, and just a reminder, you can support the channel out by picking up a Yoroshiku t-shirt or hoodie since we are gearing up for the colder seasons. All links are in the description. And that's it guys. I'll see you back all real soon. Yoroshiku.